Hello YouTube. So I finally got my ThunderHeader exhaust system in the mail, and here it is. And the heat shields is in this box. The bracket is the long one there. So, yeah, hopefully I don't come across any issues installation. I know it's pretty hard to install this exhaust based on the consensus of people in the forums, but yeah, we'll do what we can. Just try to protect the other parts as best you can. I'm gonna be putting some painter's tape on some parts that I think that's gonna hit. So I'll just try to cover it as best I can. I'm gonna be recording from time to time and see. I'm only one person here, so I'll see how much I can get on the camera. But hopefully, for whoever's watching, it'll help them, in the future for reference and things like that. So, all right, let's get to it. So basically, right now I'm just removing the bolts all around. I'm starting with the heat shield and all the way around. Just basically just taking off all the stuff. It's a lot of bolts, so it's between 516 and a half. So a half is the one that's on the bolts that are on the flanges. So yeah, we'll go along. I'm gonna just, like I said, I'm gonna keep recording as I go. Hopefully, I can be as complete as possible. Try not to miss a step. If there's anything weird, you know how I do. I point that out because I'm a normal guy. I'm not a mechanic or anything. I'm just doing this with basic tools. I recently got a SAE just box wrench because I've had some trouble when I don't have it. So far, basically I just have a basic SAE socket and basic box wrench. Those are all I'm using in combination. So yeah, I'll be back again in a few. We're at a stopping point where I just got the stock exhaust off the bike, and it's right here. Part of my legs there. Yeah, it's right here. It wasn't that hard. It was just yeah, I would say tricky, but it was fine. The tricky part is still awaits the installation of this. See how hard you do gotta mind your engine block while you're wiggling things around. I did manage to kind of hit a little bit there, but it's not that big a deal. It is tough steel. It's not gonna break or something, but if you do pay somebody to do it, they might or might not scratch that anyway. So I'd rather just have me doing the scratching. At least I know where it is. And yeah, I took the gaskets off. I have a replacement gaskets right there. Those are the old gaskets. It was kind of tough to get out. I had to use a pick carefully, but got it out clean. So this is the perfect time for I'm kind of OCD, so this is the perfect time of cleaning as much as I can on the bike right now while things are off and I have access to it. So this is my perfect time to do that. There's the O2 sensors that you had to take out. O2 sensors. There's two, one and two, and so there's nothing else special to it. The flange right here. So I think you gotta remove this, of course, to get you're gonna use this two things. You're gonna use them for the new exhaust system. So, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna pause this, and then we'll come back at another point where if I'm able to stop and record again. But it's probably gonna be when I got the pipes on and before I secure things on, and I'll tell you what the challenge was on those. So the tools that I primarily used was let me see here, a one half box wrench. That's one of the screws, and I did use a 5/16 box wrench and also a 9/16 box wrench, and also the what do you call that, the socket that's also the same size, because sometimes you can use a socket but sometimes you can't reach it, so you have to use a box wrench. So it's just a mix of those, but mainly it's those numbers. So it's a 5/16, one half, and what's the other one I saw? 9/16, one half, and 5/16. So there you go. Like I said, I'll be back in a second, and I'll see you guys again. Hello YouTube. So here is the ThunderHeader exhaust compared to the stock one. and the O2 sensor ports are right there. This is for the newer model. The older one didn't have these, I think. So that's the difference between the 103, 1035 model and versus the 1031, I think, or 1026. Yeah, there you go. So we'll be going on the bike, and we'll be back shortly. So YouTube, back again real quick. I am just finished prepping the exhaust, the ThunderHeaders, in the means of putting the flange and the clip on the exhaust system, taping it so it doesn't move. Just finish up prepping, putting the locks for the heat shields. Took a bit of time. Just put this one here because it doesn't matter. So those are the heat shields going here, 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 and that's pretty much it. I didn't think there was gonna be a heat shield on this area, but let me check. Bag of peanuts here. No other part, so I don't think I'm missing anything. All this stuff is empty, so there you go. So I'm gonna be moving on to installing the bracket, going there, and I'm gonna install that, and I'll see you guys again in a little bit. Oh, and by the way, so like I said before, if you do ride your bike daily, take this time to clean, whatever you can reach in the bike, because the exhaust pretty much blocks a lot of things. So now that it's out, it's perfect time to do that. I did that already, kind of cleaned it up some. So, and yeah, like I said, tape up some things before you do this. It did help a little bit. So I don't think I hit anything except for the engine block. I didn't foresee that. So, newbie error, but it's okay. Learning process. Comes with a very crude diagram of installation. So that's pretty much it. All right, I'll see you guys. Finally done. Again. It took me a while to finish it because there's some other things that I had to do in the meantime. I always get interrupted, and I've had some couple issues and trials and challenges, of course, as usual. So let's start with Fitment. So Fitment is not too bad. They say it's hard to angle the exhaust system in there, to get the right placement and all that. It's not too bad. The problem is the bracket here. That's the main issue why it took me so long. So basically, you take the old bracket out, right, and replace it with the ThunderHeader bracket. This bolt right here, the one next to the clutch cable, is hard to get to. So you have to loosen up this cover here, this clutch cover. But don't take it out, because when you take it out, of course, the fluid will come out. That's what my mistake was. So I drained some fluid and I had to get some transmission primary oil to top it off. So that was the issue. Took me a while. That took me a while because of all that. That was a very stupid newbie mistake. Like I said, the instructions weren't really done well for this bike. It's basically just do or die, and you recycle some bolts. You put the new bracket in. So I had to check my transmission level, my oil level there. It's good now. Topped off, bought the oil, all that. Yeah, and then heat shield here. I'm impartial with whatever. The heat shield. If it does the job, because I had a ThunderHeader before, and an Vance and Hines competition 2-in-1. It always burned my leg, so it just I don't want that to happen. And there's also a heat shield on the top portion here. The color might be off, but it is really deep black. It's just the lighting. It's also right here. Yeah, it's really deep black without the when it's bright out. So it's gonna be the first start. Not yet. I'm gonna tune the Vance and Hines with my cell phone here. So I have to cut the video for a little bit and then come back to you with the first start. Alright guys, so here's the final first start. Just programmed it with the fuel pack 3. There was no ThunderHeader in the list, so I just used the typical 2-into-1 selection with a 103 and a high airflow cleaner. Probably get this tuned at a place when I find one down the road, but for now I gotta make it run, so here it is. Damn, that was loud. Alright, so there you go. There is some smoke still coming out because the exhaust is brand new, so it's all gonna get you still have to break it in. You know, all the construction factory, whatever fluids and coating and things like that has to settle in. So I just I have to write it and then give you guys a report afterwards of how it is overall with the tune. The tune, I'm not really sure. It's a generic tune, so I have to get somewhere legit to tune this, like for sure. All right, so I will get this going. So far that it looks really good. Let me see if I can get the light in here. It just looks way better than the stock pipe, so that's what it looks like. You see the profile of the bike, it looks way better with the profile of the bike. I'm gonna change the bar soon. I have that on order. It's gonna be shipped soon, so my grips and the suspension parts came in today. That's gonna be another video. So there you go, guys. I'll have a writing clip for you too, so keep an eye on that. I'll be having that. I don't know if I can include that in this video or a different one, but it's gonna be out there. So yeah, so I'll have a writing clip for you guys, and it's gonna be I'll see if I can include this here or another video, but either way, that's what it looks like, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, thank you for watching. Here is post update of, I just went for a short ride. Everything is still settling in. There's still, you know, the factory whatever compounds they have, it's still smoking. The bike still smells like the new exhaust smell. You still have that. Let's talk about fit and finish. As you know, if you're looking at ThunderHeaders, you do your research. The paint really is not that great. I mean, it's great. It's just it chips so easily and it scratches so easily. It's weird because they don't, the heat shield, if you kind of graze through it, I mean, it's not gonna chip, but the pipe itself, if you just kind of hit it a little bit, it chips so easily. So if you have rocks and stuff like that, it's definitely gonna chip. Fit and finish. So this part here, just you see that it's right on the block, the engine, that timing cover here. So it's just I might have to do something with the heat shield here and see what I can do, but it is hitting. I think it is, yeah. So when it's vibrating, it's gonna cause some, you know, it's just gonna hit. So that's one negative. Other than that, two negatives. So paint. I don't know how long that's gonna last. I don't know if if there's anything bad that's gonna happen later on. People say they rust or discolor, all that. It might happen. We'll see. My Vance and Hines 2-in-1 competition did. In time, it did discolor. It turned purple or something like that, purplish brown. I'm sure this one will too, around this area. So that's why I like to cover it with the heat shield, because you won't see it. Primarily, it's in this area here, and then this stays the same color. And overall, it looks really good. The profile of the bike, it just cleans it up. My old exhaust is right here. If you can see, this is what's hidden underneath the heat shields. See? So I don't know what to do with my stock exhaust now, so I'm gonna change the bars pretty soon. I have my parts right here. So suspension, that's just the springs. So I'm gonna do springs and Rycor emulators, I think. Yeah, that's what it's called. So emulators and springs. And you don't need to replace the spring. It's just I don't know. It was cheap enough to get, so might as well just change the spring. I think I wasted my money because I think the stock suspension is also progressive. I mean, like, in terms of how it works, it's also progressive. That's a progressive spring. This is also a progressive spring. So I don't know if there's the spring rate on that is much nicer. I don't know. But while you're getting in there and changing it, might as well just go through the trouble, change the spring. And I'm waiting for the Rycor shocks as well. I don't know how long that's going to be. It's probably going to be another weight, same amount of weight I did for the exhaust here, because they look like they're custom made, custom order. They're not just in hand, in stock kind of thing. So what else? The tune I used is a Vance and Hines competition 2-in-1 using the Fuel Pack 3. It's popping on deceleration. I don't know. There's just no map specifically for this exhaust, so I just had to do that for now until I get a shop to tune it for me. So that's where we're at right now. Other than that, that's pretty much it. It's nothing else. It runs solid. The sound is good. The Vance and Hines Pro, the 2-in-1 competition used to be so annoying because it ends, I think, right here. So it's so loud when I'm riding. But this one, it's loud, but it's back there, the loudness. So it's just, for me, it doesn't bother me as much. So I think I can live with it, commuting and stuff like that. I'm just scared because my workplace is a underground parking spot where I work, so it might set off some alarms in there. So, and then I don't want to attract attention to myself. But that's exactly what you're asking for if you're gonna get this pipe. It's so loud, but it sounds so good though. So I'm not really sure. I don't think this is gonna scrape or anything. The shocks I got was 13 inch. It's gonna raise the rear 1 inch. So when I sit on it, it's gonna lower about half an inch. So it's gonna raise the riding height of the bike by about half an inch to an inch. Yeah, so it's gonna a little bit higher. It's generally the same, and it's just gonna be an overall better ride, front and rear. And I'm changing it to a T-bar because turning, because I kind of ride kind of spiritedly a little bit still. So riding kind of aggressive with the ape hangers is kind of weird to me. So I kind of want some drag bars, but I don't want a drag bar that's low. I want it pretty high, middle, sight line. I don't want it too high. I don't want it. So I'm just gonna get like a 12 inch, and yeah, I think that's gonna be fitting my riding style. And so far, that's pretty much it. I mean, I kind of condensed all the mods I talked about back in a couple months ago, that I'm gonna do it slowly, but sometimes I just get too impatient, and I have to do all of it because I ride my bike every day, and I need these mods, kind of need it. And there you go. If you have any questions about installation, like I said before, I've had some challenges because I'm a newbie and I never really done this. This is my first time. This is I've never done this before, so I made a mistake opening that thing too much. You can open it a little bit, but not too much, because fluid will come out of that, the 6-speed cover here. You just need to open it a little bit so that you can get access to the screw, so you can put the bracket behind the screw, because the bracket kind of hooks into it. If you, I don't know if you can't see it, but the way the bracket is, it's held on by this, and this screw. So you just kind of angle it like that and bolt it down. There's 2 bolts back here, easy, and this one's not even challenging. You just kind of have to, like, you know, work your way around. It's not challenging at all. The flanges, the clips on the flange is very challenging. Of course, if you've never done that before, the locking clips before the flange. So you kind of have to you know, it looks like a C if you haven't seen it before. So, and then it goes into the pipe, the head of the pipe, so that you can lock it and seal it. That one was challenging. So the only challenge right now I need to fix is this, so it doesn't scratch and rub on that part. I don't know what to do. I'm probably gonna take it all out again and wiggle it around and see what I could do. Without this, nothing will scrape. Nothing, without the heat shield, nothing will hit the block. So what I'm gonna do is gonna remove it again and, you know, work some stuff and see what I can do. I don't know if it's the pipe, but I do notice some more vibrations in this pedal, on this pedal specifically. I don't know why, but I don't think that's a big deal. And actually, you have more access now in this area of the bike because you only have a 2-in-1. So I was worried that I won't get access to it again to clean stuff, but now, you know, actually have more access. Heat shields. Not a lot of people use the heat shields on these exhaust systems. I like it. I mean, it serves its purpose. It was expensive though to get the kit with the heat shield, so be mindful of that if you are getting that. Cosmetic is going to be the next thing. You know, blacking out some pieces if I want to. You know, I did buy replacement mirrors, levers. I am keeping this chrome because I need some chrome accents, because I can't completely change every chrome part in here, so I need some chrome accents. This is fine. I mean, maybe I'll change it later on, but that's fine for now. Like I said, the bar is gonna be black, MX bars, T bars, and this is gonna stay chrome. So unless I get in the future the progressive monotubes, it will be black over here. So it's just, like I said, cosmetic stuff, nothing else to do. This video is getting too long, getting off topic, but there you go, guys. I will do a ride video soon, tomorrow, I suppose, when it's daytime, and you know, you can see better with the GoPro, and hopefully the sound will pick up. I think it will, because the mic setup I have is pretty good. I don't have a external mic setup on the bike. It's on my helmet, but it still picks up pretty good. And you know from my previous videos, my riding videos, that you can't really hear the exhaust in stock. So you want to compare stock sound, just watch those other videos, and you just hear my voice. You won't hear anything in the background, because that's how quiet this bike is stock. That one really muffles everything on this bike. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.